Hello everyone. I just want to apologize for the lighting and for the background. We're getting ready to literally pack up our life, so we're not really worried about messes and stuff. There's a question going around lately and I kind of want to talk about it, and I want you guys to hear it from me more than I want you guys to hear it from other people, because whether it's a rumor or whether it's not, which I'm about to clarify, I feel like I need to be honest with you guys and not really bypass anything unless it's super personal. People have been saying that a few different things, like how I'm trying to gain weight so I can apply to be on my 600-pound life. And a lot of people are saying, even if I'm not trying to make it to 600 pounds, I will make it to 600 pounds. And a lot of people are thinking I'm trying to be 600 pounds to be on my 600-pound life. And on top of that, a lot of people are saying that I could be on my 600-pound life right now. I'm going to be answering the question of, am I trying to be on my 600-pound life? A lot of people are saying the person I am now can be on my 600-pound life. And I just want to say, no, I can't. I'm not knocking the show. It's an amazing show. But the people on that show can't do things for themselves. Even just them showering is super, super hard. A lot of them don't work, and they are relying on other people to just care for themselves, whether it be washing or doing chores around the house or anything to that sort. I want you guys to know the only thing that I rely on Destiny to do is drive me around. I don't have a car, I don't have my license, and that's up to me and my personal choice, and I shouldn't have to sit here and give reasons as to why I don't want to drive, because really it's none of your business why I don't want to drive. I'm not trying to be rude, it's really true. A lot of people don't want to drive. And I don't need help with anything else. I have a job and I'm able to walk and maneuver myself, and I'm 460 pounds. I'm not 600 pounds. I understand if I kept gaining weight or whatever, one day I could be there. Let's hope not. As of right now, people actually thinking I could be on that show, kind of what? Do you not watch the show and the things that people go through? I'm nowhere near that. And it's just upsetting that people actually would think I'm like them, because I'm not. And I love the show, honestly. I cry every single episode. These people are super inspiring when they lose all the weight and stuff. It's just amazing. So as for if I'm trying to gain weight to be on that show, F no. That is the biggest, most insulting rumor in the world. I'm not trying to gain weight and become super unhealthy to be on a TV show. I honestly don't know where this rumor started, but a lot of people started talking about it, and I'm just what? When did I ever even say that? I've never said that before, and I don't want people to think that's true. That's why I'm oh my god, I need to make a whole video about it, because it was really starting to bother me. The fact that people think I'm that type of person is whoa. If you think I'm such a bad person, because I feel that's a bad thing to do, gain a ton of weight just to be on TV, that makes you a bad person. It makes you want to be TV famous, and you want a ton of attention, even if it's putting you at risk of dying. No, that's not me. And I just really, I'm literally mind boggled. The rumors, there's been quite a few rumors about me, but some just need to be said. Some really do. Gotta be honest, if I was 600 pounds, I would not apply to be on that show. I wouldn't apply to be on any TV show, because no, thank you. It did go through my mind at one point to apply for The Biggest Loser, but it's just not my thing. I don't think I would last in a TV show. I don't think I'd be good for it. No. I do remember one time I was actually contacted a couple years ago for a TLC show because they saw my videos and they saw that I had a really good personality. The TV show was about people trying to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really know much about it, but I had an interview on the phone and I was honestly thinking about it for a minute because they told me that I would get paid, and that was at a point in my life where I really needed money. Like, I was living with my girlfriend and her parents, and I didn't really have much income, and I was really thinking about it. And then I was like, I don't want to embarrass myself on TV just for money. Like, that's not who I am at all. That's just not who I am as a person. And anyways, I feel like I'm rambling now, but I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'm super tired. It's 3 a.m. I love you guys, but please ignore the rumors and ignore the hate comments. Like, it's stupid. But I love you guys who love me or who like me or whatever. I just love all of you for watching me. So I wanted to tell you guys something. I was debating back and forth if I should say anything or not, but this is my life and I want positive vibes and thoughts and prayers because someone contacted me for a television show. And I did my casting interview yesterday. I pretty much did everything I need to do for now, and I'm just hoping for the best. The casting team said that they really, really liked me and they think my personality is great. I'm not gonna go into detail of what this is, but obviously if I get accepted or if I don't, I'll tell you guys when that happens, which I'm not sure when I'm gonna find out, but they have to put together a video and send it to the network and hopefully they'll choose me. Like, anywho. Hey guys, so this video has been long overdue. This is about my casting call. I mentioned it's been almost a year, not quite, because I was super excited and I just felt really amped up and I was talked up and like, I was just really excited, and I wanted to share that with you guys, that something was kind of like in the works. I've had a lot of people since then ask me about it, and I haven't talked about it, and I kind of want to explain everything that, like how I was contacted. I'm going to read you messages, like just everything. I am going to bleep out any personal information on their end and my end, and I'm just going to kind of talk about the whole situation because so many people have asked me about it. So let's just get to it. Over here, I have my laptop. So if I'm looking over here, that is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the messages. So I get a lot of messages on my personal Facebook, and I try not to reply to any of those because it is my personal Facebook. And a lot of the time, I don't even read the messages on there, but I think this very day, I decided to read some, and this is the message that I received. Hey Amberlynn, I'm trying to get caught up on your videos as fast as I can, but I am reaching out to see if you have ever had any interest in weight loss surgery. I am a casting director working with TLC on a spinoff of 600 Pound Life that would take place in the South with Dr. Proctor in Atlanta. He's the weight loss specialist that works with our families on Family by the Ton. Let me know if you have any interest in sharing your story. Thanks a ton. Best. She says her name, gives me her number, and gives me her email address. So I get things like this a lot. I have actually been contacted quite a few times for shows ever since this. I think it's just because, you know, I am a bigger girl. I am putting myself on YouTube, and it's easy for, you know, casting people, producers, whatever, to find individuals, you know, when they're already putting themselves out there. So I feel like I'm an easy target. But this was actually one of the first times that I ever had someone message me like this. So I was pretty pumped. I was like, my response was, can you tell me more about the casting process and everything? So before I actually sent that, I actually went and like stalked her Facebook page because I wasn't sure if this was a joke or something, but it was real. So that's why I sent that message. So she replied back just saying, I want to get you on FaceTime or Skype so we can do a little Q&A sesh. She said that the FaceTime call or the Skype call will only take 10 minutes. So I was like super scared. I remember this day perfectly, but I just replied with, what's the show exactly though? Because I was like, she hadn't really told me much information on that yet. She replied with, "It's following you as you lose weight through the supervision of a medical doctor. I think the format will be following a few people, and you would be compensated in a parent's fee basically for anything it would cost for medical. If you're even slightly interested, I can always grab you for the interview to just even start the process. No commitment from you until you would be selected." I actually didn't reply to that message. For some reason, I was like, this is too good to be true. So she hit me up the next day and said, "Hey lady, sorry to bug. Just on a time crunch. Any interest in just hopping on a call / FaceTime / Skype? I think your personality would make you a great candidate for what we're looking for. Would hate for you to miss our submission deadline. Thanks." And I said, "What kind of questions would you be asking?" For some reason, I'm just an anxious little puppy. And I was just like, I wanted to know more before she got me on FaceTime. She said, "Just about your story, how much you want to lose, what you have tried, what you love in life, what you would do if you reached your goal, who your supporters are, etc." I said, "I have a huge following on YouTube and I've had fake accounts try to lure me into things like this. I just want to make sure this is legit." So before I actually sent that, I actually went and stalked her Facebook page because I wasn't sure if this was a joke or something, but it was real. So that's why I said I am interested. I wanted to be honest. So this is when she sent me her actual personal true info, sent me to this link to show me her casting experience and all this stuff. And so I clicked it all and I said, "Thank you for that. Okay, so if I was chosen, would I have to move to Atlanta? Would I have to pay for surgery, etc.?" That was important for me to know because it's why am I going to go through all of this? I know it's just an interview, but it's why would I want to go through the interview in a chance that I would be chosen if, there's certain things about it that I wouldn't like. She said, "So we would bring you to Atlanta for medical stuff. You wouldn't come out of pocket for anything. Is your medical insurance private or through Medicaid?" And I explained I didn't have insurance and I asked if that was a problem. And she said, no, it wasn't, because the appearance fee would be them paying for my everything medical. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. So I finally just asked her, "When can we do the interview?" And she was like, "Now?" ? And I asked her if it was going to be recorded because I had a feeling that it would be for some reason. And she said, yes. I record them, then we cut them down into 3 minutes. No one sees it other than my team and the folks at TLC. You should not be. You're a social media master. It's really just a fun combo, not a job interview." Before she called me, she had me send her all of my info, my phone number, my email, my Instagram, all that type of stuff. And then she had me send her a bunch of photos of, me and Becky together, photos of just me kind of looking big, photos with me and my fur babies, because she was going to take those photos, also use the FaceTime call and create a little mini video for the people who are doing the show so I could be one of the candidates. She also told me before I sent her the photos, she's like, "This sounds awful, but make them look as unflattering as possible. Strengthens your case." And I totally understood that. So I had a lot of pictures that I could send her. So I sent her a ton of photos. So I ended up doing the FaceTime call and we were actually on there for 30 minutes and she had already said that it was only going to be 10. So it was just everything was so good, so smooth. And she told me when she asked me a question to answer it as if I wasn't asked. Example, if she asked me, "Why do you want to lose weight?" I wasn't just supposed to answer. I was supposed to say, "I want to lose weight because," or if she asked, "What is your weight?" I couldn't just say a number. I had to say, "I weigh," like that. So because her parts were going to be cut off and it was almost as if I was just talking. So it was actually the next day and I said, "So how long before I hear back about anything? Just curious," because, I'm anxious. I get kind of impatient. I become overwhelmed. And she said, "Hi, typically we'll have another 2 weeks of editing and any additional submissions. Then we pray network gets back ASAP." And then she said, "But one of my team members said, quote, I want her to get skinny so she can prove all those mean a-holes wrong after she stalked your YouTube. They all really love you." So when I saw that, I was like, okay. That made me feel really good. And I said, oh, that's amazing. That makes me really happy. So it's a network that chooses who they want on the show. Like, what's the next step? She said TLC will get the edit we send in. They will give us feedback after they get everyone in. I'm pretty sure this show would follow a few people going through the process. If selected, TLC will get back to us, and then we will meet with you over the phone or Skype to discuss the filming. So I was like, okay. It was 10 days later, and I said, any news? And she said, still waiting. Still waiting on TLC. Everyone loves you, so let's just say they hope they get their A in gear soon. And I was like, okay. It was 2 weeks later, and she sent me a message. She said, TLC is still on hold, but I was asked to send on your info to our EP to the other show. And I was like, other show? I said, what's that? She said, our executive producer on Family by the Ton is heading up this new show, so she should have some more info from TLC soon. And I just said, okay. That was the last I heard from her until I messaged her 2 months later. I said, I haven't heard back from you. She said, hey, so they were holding on that project for a few moments, but we still have your info and we still love you. So we'll be submitting you any chance we get for our similar opportunities. A few days later, she asked, we are now looking for families again. Is anyone in your family also in the same place? And I said no, because I am the only person this big. So she started talking about Family by the Ton, and I kind of checked out at this point. Because I have been contacted by Family by the Ton a few times, and I don't really, I kind of have realized it's a long process. I'm a very impatient person, and I was willing to at least kind of try, because she said, if you can come up with a cousin, we'd love to submit you. Was talking to my team yesterday about how we really loved you. And I said, my girlfriend's overweight, but that's all I've got. And she said, how overweight? And I said, Becky's weight. And she said, let me check what's your current weight. And then I told her my current weight, and she never replied. So this was about 8 months ago. So it's been a while, and we haven't had any communication since then. But since then, I have been contacted, like I said, by a few other people who want me to do Family by the Ton. I got an email from 600 Pound Life. I couldn't tell if it was real or not. So I tried to ignore a lot of them. My whole thing is, would I go on 600 Pound Life? Yes, I feel like I would. I honestly legit feel like I would, because I feel like Dr. Now is honestly, he knows what he is doing. He is so smart. He is a smart man. He has never failed anyone during surgery. I think that's like something that really terrifies me because I'm so big. I feel like he gives really good advice, and he's not mean, but he's very just like stern in his words, and that's what I look for in a weight loss doctor. But that's everything, you guys. Literally, the casting thing, it was like super hot and heavy in the beginning, and it just like fizzled out, and I kind of just I was, you guys ever have that feeling where you're super looking forward to something and you're like anxious for it, and then it just like doesn't happen, and you kind of like, you might be kind of embarrassed about it if you like told other people, or you're let down, little things like that. So that's why I just, if I get people who are like, because I've also gotten this whole thing about going on a Dr. Phil show. I communicated with them for a while, and then I was just like, I can't, I'm not gonna do it. That's honestly the whole story. It's not that juicy. I was just really excited because that's one of the first time that someone like really took an interest in having me on a TV show, and if they were gonna help me with my weight, I was like, heck yeah. But like I said, it fizzled out, and it just became like nothing. So to the people who wanted to see the story, I'm sure it was super just like totally awesome, wasn't it? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. See 600 Pound Life. Maybe Dr. Now can talk some sense into you. Maybe. Actually, they've contacted me a few times, and at first I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. And then eventually I was like, yeah, I do want to do it, but they don't really want me. So nothing I could really do about that. So, I was talking to someone who, like, recently, who knew the producer of, like, whatever, and the producer literally told her that I'm not, like, train wreck enough. And I was like,
At first I thought she was lying. I was like, I'm probably the biggest train wreck you'll ever find in your freaking life. So I was like really confused by that. But I've tried to be on 600 Pound Life. In the beginning I was like, no, not doing it. Like, I will never do that show. Like, I would turn down like the offers or whatever. And then I tried, and I actually became probably annoying because I kept saying, like, I kept messaging the person, like, maybe once a week. I was like, so did you hear anything else? Did you hear anything else? Did you hear anything else? And they're like, well, there might be, like, this new show about, like, weight or whatever, and, like, they won't accept me. They literally will not accept me. I would love to be on any type of, like, weight loss thing on TLC. Like, hands down, like, hook me up, please. I'd love it. I would literally love it. It would be fun. And I don't care about, like, oh, you gotta do a shower scene. Like, literally everyone, like, showers and everyone gets naked. I love a good dandruff in my hair. So it's definitely not about that.
Goodbye.